Okay, you can see me. Can you hear me? Okay. YouTube sucks. It's not my internet. When I first tried to go live, it was black and white. And then it finally came up, and guess what? Then you guys couldn't hear me. YouTube. There needs to be a streaming platform that I can get paid as well as I do on YouTube. Hey, Marcus, that actually frickin' works for the amount of money they take. You'd think their platform would work. I have internet. Internet's working. Dang it. Anyway, I'm going to go back and see if I can read all the chats now that I left you guys hanging. Sorry about that. No Bluetooths, no. Mic wasn't turned off. Just YouTube sucks. All right. So everyone, hello. Yeah, buy Buff's merch. I need Starlink. I actually think Starlink would work okay here, but we do have actual fiber internet. I think it's YouTube. I don't think it's me this time. YouTube has been really bad. TikTok doesn't pay good. That's the problem. It pays about 1/10 of what YouTube pays. Chris says, how's it going? Well, it's Frustration-stein is what I'm calling it. Robert, howdy. Grant, hey, there we go. I would love to show you Falconstein, which is right here. But I've got to finish the video, and then I'm going to put it out, and you guys can enjoy it. But right now, I'm a little frustrated with Falconstein. And I can only blame, well, I can blame Dalton, but I'm going to blame myself. The other day, I went, no previews fully leaded. Sorry, I can't do it. You guys have to wait for the video. It's that good. I'm just being honest. It's that good. Hey, thanks for the memberships, man. That helps out a lot. And if you are a member, you're going to get first access to the video before everybody else. So be watching. I'm going to finish editing that tomorrow and kick it out. You get first access. Is it in paint or primer? It is full paint. Full paint. And clear. And it's pretty. I just can't help smiling. It's that good. But you'll see it, I promise you. I'm finishing up a few last little things that I want to get in a full reveal shot. No spilling the beans. I even kept it from my friends. I showed Dalton and, of course, Becca and Jay from Irish Outlaw Garage just gave me about 2 hours worth of help on Falconstein. And I gave him a little. Do I still have? A lot of what I had before is sold. The C10 was too good, so I got rid of it. I like stuff that's cobbled together and has no real value. So then anything I do to it, but I don't think he's seen it. I'm trying. I like Jay is one of my closest friends, and I kept him out. I didn't show him either until just today. Will that German car end up on Pepperbox? Well, not the one that I got running, but maybe another one if you guys want to donate to that. I got about $150 left to raise, to pledge. If there's $150 out there that wants to pledge, I could probably buy another Volkswagen for $300. And once Dalton comes back from PBG West, I'll drive up there and we'll blow it up. Can you hear me now? Like, I have all the internets. I'm still frozen. Oh, I'm back. It's so dumb. I think it's YouTube. I don't think it's the internet. I believe it's YouTube. YouTube purposefully hijacks my stuff. And they make videos that should get good views get almost no views. Hey, Russ and Rust. Yeah, YouTube heard me talking smack. I'm back, and you can hear me. I decided to just get out of the building. I don't know. I mean, literally was right next to the router. I don't know. I don't know. It's beautiful. Okay. Anywho, let's get to the point. So, yeah, we got crickets. We are at the lake, boys and girls and kids of all ages. Just on the back porch here. So, Falconstein is painted. You guys are going to get that video, if you're a member, probably tomorrow or what is today? Wednesday? So, Friday morning at the latest. And it should be out by the weekend. No problems. But I'm trying to get ready for Power Tour. I have, as of today, I was going to say a week and a half, but really I have less than that because I have to drive. Today's over, and I have to drive a day early to get to Power Tour if I can make it. So I brought it home from painting it, drove it home. The paint was still wet, you know me, and it started overheating the last mile before the house. It was running great. And just make sure you guys can still hear me. Checking the chat here. Okay. It was running great all the way home, but it started overheating, and it happened fast. So I went from my normal 180 to 200 within a quarter of a mile to 240, and I shut her down. I was like, we're done. And I coasted to a stop, and I looked and saw the radiator that was originally in the truck whenever I got it, and it had a pinhole leak when I was out in the desert, has now sprung sprinkler leaks everywhere. It's got plenty of leaks. So apparently my radiator leaked out, and in the last mile before I got the thing home, it ran her dry. Luckily I shut it down quickly, but it's going to be almost $200 to get the radiator. I got new hoses. We're going to flush everything out, making sure all that's good, and it should cool fine. I went ahead and picked up a fan shroud, just a used one. Should be able to make sure it's nice and cool for Hot Rod Power Tour. In the process, I broke the steering column shaft again, and it's not the shaft, it's got a rag joint to make the Falcon steering column fit the International Scout steering box. They used a rag joint, and apparently they snap all the time. I'm reading these guys in the Scout forums, they all have the same problem, and they all snap their $30 rag joints, and I don't want to be driving down the road when that thing lets loose. So I'm going to eliminate my rag joint and just put a regular knuckle in there and hopefully it's not too bad of a vibration. And we're just going to eliminate that and should be fine. Only works in Windows. What? Anyway, so steering column snapped. Hey, Ed's machine. Radiator full of leaks, overheated the truck. Let's see. Oh, and the clutch is not fully engaging. I actually had Becca come over to the shop and I inspected underneath, and it doesn't look too bad under there, other than my manual transmission looks like milkshake. And my guess is it's either a lot of condensation, or whenever I hit the big water puddle on the way home from the desert during the tornado, I think some water got in it. So we went ahead and drained that, and we're going to refill that. But I noticed my clutch isn't fully engaging, and when Becca came over and pushed on it, it's barely moving, the fork and the throwout bearing, and it all looks fine, but it's not moving. I started doing some geometry math and figured out that the whole thing has pushed forward the engine, the transmission, the clutch linkage, transfer case, everything is pushed forward a quarter to a half an inch. And I just realized how that happened. I apparently nosedived that thing into a hole in the desert, and the engine mounts and the transmission mount are so worn out that it allowed the whole thing to shove forward a half an inch. I don't really want to buy new mounts. Wins what? Wins 1x4 on grill going be done hungry. What? I don't know. I don't know what that means. I'm confused. Anyway, so yeah, that's something I got to fix, because when you push the clutch pedal, it pushes a rod. Well, it pushes a swing arm like this, and then it pushes a rod. Oh, yeah, those aren't mine. That's for the apartment we put in the other side of the shop. Sorry, I was confused. Anyway, when you push the clutch, it turns this little arm and it pulls this linkage, right? Or pushes. Oh, no, it pushes. So when you push the pedal, it pushes the linkage, and then that linkage goes straight down through the floor. It engages a relay thing that's mounted to the frame and mounted to the transmission. Point here, point here. And when it does that, it twists. And then that goes up and engages the fork that then moves the throwout bearing. Hey, Maximus, and I saw somebody else. Kevin, watching on the TV. All right. Do the custom 2x4 with all thread tranny mount like Dalton did on Catalog. Maybe. So here's the thing. It says PBG proud and rig it. So yeah, it is all rigged already. I mean, if you've not really seen Falconstein, I'm going to go more in depth, not in the paint one, but the prep for taking it on Power Tour, because I thought it was pretty much ready for Power Tour, except I'm changing the gas tank, and now I got to change the radiator, and now I've got to shift the engine and transmission back a quarter of an inch. All of which I did not have any plans to do except the gas tank. The gas tank I want to get replaced because it's full of holes still. And now it's so pretty Chain from the motor mount block back to the frame will counteract the force. Add a turnbuckle to add preload. Oh, cool. Or just move it backwards and add new mounts, I suppose. But I do need to do it because I do need to do something like that because guess what? It's going to happen again because I know I'm going to take it back to the desert and I'm going to put it in a hole. It's just going to happen. Run it into a culvert in reverse. Yep, that would do it. Fellowship in cars. Let me see. No, I can't do your laugh. I tried though. You got a great laugh. So yeah, engine, transmission, transfer case, all shifted forward. Linkage is now all buggered. I can't let Dalton help me because he's in New Mexico, Polborn Garage West. It puts the Joe Dirt in the hole. It puts the Falconstein in the hole. Simple Lexan windows, some simple weather stripping should make it a little more comfortable. Well, except it's going to be hot on Power Tour, and I need as much air movement as I can get. I don't care about the rain on me. I just care about the rain on the windshield, and I don't have wipers. So that was, hey, Lone Wrench, how's that A-Team van? My plan was to focus on making sure, I wanted to fix the turn signals because I didn't fix those before I went to New Mexico. And I needed a rear view mirror, and I've got that now. And I was going to work on dash lights and trying to get that all to work. Yeah, none of that's going to work. It's all fried. None of that's important now. Let's just shift the engine and transmission transfer case all back where it's supposed to be. Get the clutch linkage, bushings, all of that figured out. Get the throw-out bearing nice and lubed. And if we can't get it working, I do plan on, I've just talked to somebody and sourced another manual transmission, clutch, throw-out bearing, flywheel, all of that. But I said, if you're going to help me out with this, I want a 4-speed. They do have a 5, but I can't afford what they want for the 5-speed because I have a 3-speed now. A 4-speed would be nice. Not necessary, but it would be nice. Anywho, yeah, so fuel tank, radiator, well, all the cooling system because I'm going to do new thermostat, new gaskets, hoses, fan shroud, all of that's new. Ooh, hello, Paul Rock. Welcome to the tap. Chinesium radiator, fan shroud kit. Yeah, but I don't want electric, so I'm going to keep using the manual because it works. Let's see. Do I plan on hanging out with Kevin at Junkyard Digs on Power Tour? Plan, I don't like actively put it in my calendar, but I do have arrangements to hang out with the guy from Build Season. So Build Season is another channel Kevin got going for a friend. A friend got some cool stuff on his channel. Guy's really awesome. He hit me up and said, hey, I need somebody to hang out with. So I'm sure I'll be hanging with Kevin, Angus. If Dalton goes, he says he's going, but if he goes, I'm going to hang out with him. Jay from Irish Outlaw Garage. Hey, Jay, hi. I do plan on interacting with all of my friends. Kevin, love Falconstein, but what happened to the 4x4 van? I did not get a 4x4 van. That was Fellowship in Cars. He got the 4x4 van. And it's gone, I think. I'm pretty sure he got rid of it. And he's smart to do so. I worked on it. Poorly. But no, I was smart enough not to buy that. I will be getting something from Dalton soon. Blah, blah. Yes, I do have a fan shroud for the radiator. I got one. It will fit the circumference of the fan blades. It will take up a little bit of gap between the radiator and the engine, but it's exactly where a fan shroud should be. I've already tested it. That's right, Chain Hoist. He did sell the van. Yep. I've already tested the fan shroud. It is not factory, but it will work. Well, it's factory from something, just not that vehicle. Anywho, let's see. So, starter wasn't working. Put a new starter in, it fired up. Thanks, Grant. You were first one in, so I appreciate you. Tom Lemaster, planning on doing any work on your old Buick? You know, it's there. The plan is there. The desire's not. I'm a budget, like very minor budget YouTuber, and I am completely living off of what YouTube pays me and what the sponsors that I do occasionally put in a video, what they pay me, and nothing else other than selling cars. I would love to sell the Buick and use that money to fund YouTube for you guys, but it's not cheap. If I could just, I'm not a gamer, but if I could be a gamer and you guys just watch me play video games and I make $1 million, that'd be great. But I'm not. I'm a car YouTuber, and so it's really expensive. So do I plan on it? I mean, maybe. It's there. I have stuff to make it do things, but I need a little bit more time to build up a little bit more, I guess, money and patience. Because if I get it going, then I've got brakes, tires, like there's 100 other things that's got to happen, and that all costs money. So yes, it's there, and I do plan on working on it. I just don't know when. Do I want to do an 80s diesel? Not really. But if it was really, really cheap, we're talking under $500 with the title, which is never the case. But if it was, I would work on it. Lone Ridge picked up a Mustang. Good idea. YouTube series, bunch of trade-up videos. Yep, well, currently Finnegan is doing that. And Dalton and I have talked about doing something like that. Unfortunately, the Roadkill tribute did so poorly. He wants to do it, but at the same time, I don't think he wants to do it. But he had an idea of doing something along those lines. But I don't want to just keep copying somebody else. So a trade up would be fun. I could definitely see myself saying, hey, this didn't run and drive, and now it runs and drives, and I'll trade it for something. JR Go's doing it too. So there's revive and drives. Everybody's doing them. Trade up videos, that seems to be the new hotness. There's got to be something that nobody's doing that we can do. Tom's refurb. Not really copying if I keep flipping. Well, you know, everything I do is that. Think about it. Most of the time I'm not trading. I'm selling and then buying another. So if I can sell 2 more cars in the next month, I can keep the lights on for, keep the YouTube on for another couple months. The Valari's in the back with no engine or trans. Somebody wants the body, rolling chassis. But I also have kind of tentatively a Magnum 360 that I could put in it too. It's going to take a little more work. Nobody is copying Falconstein. Well, you say that, but then everybody tells me that Puddin had one, but he revived one in a junkyard and then sold it back to the junkyard, and now they were selling it, but I don't think it's on the marketplace anymore. And it was different. It didn't have a Scout chassis, and it wasn't a Ranchero wagon / Ranchero. Like, we looked at it when we did all this paint and body work. It is multiple cars. So they they definitely had a Ranchero roof and Ranchero side panels. And then they cut out the back wall. We can see where they did cut out a Ranchero back wall, but it's got a wagon floor and wagon seat, back seat. The VIN comes back that way as well to a wagon. And the car was red. Let's see. So the original car was white with red interior. The Ranchero part of it was black and white. The tailgate came from something else, and it was red from the factory, like exterior red. But the cab was white with a red interior. And then the front clip, so it's a 60 because of the taillights and, of course, the title. This all says it's 60. But the front fenders are from a teal-ish, like almost like a Pontiac Le Mans blue. It's beautiful color, but the front fenders are off of a 64, and the hood is a completely different hood off of a 63. So it is even more cars than we thought. We thought it was 3. It sounds like it was more like 4 if you count the hood as a 4th vehicle. And technically the tailgate came off of something that isn't represented, so maybe 5 cars plus the Scout. It is a pieced together, self-tappered and pop riveted vehicle. That's what I can say. It is a very unique vehicle. And now it's all painted. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You're either going to love it or hate it. I wasn't so sure in the beginning, and now I can't take my eyes off of it. It's gorgeous. And I'm adding a few little sprinkles on top to make it look even cooler than it ever did. Falconstein is one of a kind, that is for sure. And as I'm trying to figure out why the clutch isn't working, the starter's not working, it's overheating, like I'm finding how much cobbled together this thing is. All right, I'm going to answer some questions because I missed a few. How many cars do I currently own? Well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I think I have 12. Oh, no. 14. I have 14. What color? Lone Wrench wasn't here when I said you got to watch the video. It's going to be out in the next day or so. Wait for the video. I'm not revealing it. You're not going to see it on Instagram. It's just not happening. But the minute the video is out to members, you guys are going to know. And the minute my members watch that video, I'm going to watch the tally, how many people watch it. I'm going to put it out to public, and then I'll put it on Instagram, Facebook, everything else. Hot Barbie Pink. No, I did not do that. Mustang guy's got 7 cars. That's pretty good. 14, those are rookie numbers. Yeah, so James, I had over 22 cars at one point, and I started purging them when I had to live off of car money. When I didn't have a job, a regular job anymore, it just made sense to get rid of the extras instead of letting them sit here and collect dust. I have my eyeballs on a couple more cars in the next 6 months for sure, but I'm trying to not have as many for right now. Did I see somebody ask about Fred? How's Fred coming? Yeah, Mustang guy. Um, Fred's coming. So I've decided I started the video, and then Dalton called me and said, "Hey, can you come to New Mexico?" And I just threw everything down and went on my way. And then when I got back from New Mexico, I did the square body rescue for uh, that family, and that turned out good. Everybody's back on good terms. They're going to try to get some money spent on fixing it up, getting new wheels and tires for it, fixing the brakes. They're actually going to put it on the road. And when I see it on the road, I'm going to get pictures and show you guys. But anyway, and then I was approached by another YouTuber, Hog Shooter Hot Rods. It's Brian. He works at Tulsa Tech as an auto body and paint instructor, and I kind of mentioned as a little bit of a joke that I need to learn how to paint after that terrible disaster from the Travelall. And he said, "Well, I can help you." And I said, "Well, I think I should paint this Falconstein." And he kind of laughed because he watched the video, and he decided he needed to drive all the way over to my shop and look at it. And when he looked at it, he said, "Wow, I think we can do it in a weekend." I said, "There's a lot there, and I don't know what's under it." And turns out Bondo. But again, you guys all see it in the video, but it was not good, but it's good now. We cut out a lot of that and we put metal in. Um, it's not like everything's not perfect. I didn't use no short strand. We used some short strand, and just we just used a smidgen of body filler. But I did not want a perfect truck. I want to be able to still rough it up and drive it everywhere, get it stuck in ditches and all those things. And so, with that in mind, we decided we were going to not make it absolutely perfect. And that's hard for a guy like Brian. He takes a lot of pride in the finish of the vehicle. He does nice cars. We're talking show winners. And of course, being an instructor, he's very particular. And I would have to remind him, this isn't a SEMA car. This is Falconstein. Think farm truck with a little flair. That's kind of where we're at. No airbrushing. I can tell you that, Tom. He can airbrush, but we didn't have time. We had basically 3 days that kind of rolled into 4. But Maximus, what happened to the 90s Pontiac 3.8 engine? It's sitting parked. It's one of the cars. You need it? It needs a transmission, or at least this one needs to be gone through. Transmission does work, but not consistently. And I flushed it, did a filter change on it, and it worked again. And then again, not consistently. So my guess is the transmission's burned up. I know you can get one, but if somebody wants that car, I'll make them a hell of a deal. It's got a title. It's been sitting. I don't know if the tires are flat. I know the battery's dead, but if somebody wants that car, I'll give them a hell of a deal. Let's see. Kevin says Falconstein is awesome. Yes, it is. Love cars like that. I might drop a PT body on an S10 4x4. Stand by, just checking the old battery. Yeah, so PT body on an S10 4x4. That's cool. We were talking about putting a minivan on a 4x on what is it, an Explorer chassis. We thought that would be fun. We were working on Falconstein. Let's see. Yeah, I took a lot of body filler out of the 65 Fastback, now collecting parts. Yeah, I mean, we did not collect parts. We did not buy reproduction parts. We used metal that was literally laying around on his in his shop, stuff that he'd cut off of other cars or stuff from like fixing like patch panels and stuff, and we kind of scabbed it all together because it's Falconstein. And anyway, you'll see it. It looks pretty good. Pinstriping. Well, you know, I couldn't get the wizard. That guy is amazing. So he's around this area and he shows up at all the car shows and has his little cart and he gets out and pinstripes. We couldn't get him. So not no. I would love for him to pinstripe it, but no, I didn't get him. I'm going to do some pinstriping of my own, but I want to practice before I do something like that. Let's see. Mustang says square body is cool. I agree. Square body is pretty awesome. Da, da, da. Daddy D-Lo. I mean, I would not turn down a cheap Magnum 360. Is the one I'm looking at. It's going to cost a little more than I got right now. But I don't have it in my possession, but I do have it, you know, definitely allocated to get as soon as I have the money. Michael says, love your videos. Wanted to tell you, instead of Rain-X on your windshield, clean your windshield really well. Put the turtle wax on it. It works better. That windshield is so destroyed. Yeah, that windshield's just really destroyed. So there's not a whole lot of anything that's going to help. I need a new windshield, but I'm not going to spend the money right now. Maximus says, shop looks like a mess. Well, this isn't my shop. This is outside. And this is just like an overhang. And the inside of the shop is a mess. I literally dropped wrenches and left to go to New Mexico. And when I got back, I kind of jumped into, let's see, what did we do first? I started in on the VW, but then also went and did the square body and then came back to the VW. Now that bay is clean. And the other side, I still have not picked up from working on Fred, the little farm truck. So it needs to be cleaned and organized so I can get back to it. And now I've got Falconstein in the other side. Want to keep water off your windshield without using Rain-X or anything else you got to pay for. I mean, don't drive in the rain. That usually helps. Don't get caught in a tornado. Is Falconstein painted blue? He was. He was blue before I took him to the body shop. And I mean body shop, another YouTuber's place where he, it's just a shop like this shop. And you'll see. The video's coming. I hated to go live tonight, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on Falconstein's kind of broken. Even though he drove to the paint booth, we painted him up. I drove him home, almost completely home, and didn't quite make it. What are my thoughts on the 66 to 70 Falcons? I don't have anything against them, but I don't really want a Ford again. I have a Ford motorhome, and I have Falconstein, which is kind of a Ford, but mostly Scout. So I really love the Scout part of it. The Ford I could take or leave. It doesn't really bother me. 615 Customs, hello. Blah, blah said parts might be hard to come by. Yeah, of course. That seems to be the road I am on all the time. I buy a car and nobody can get parts for it. Can't get a starter for your 66 Datsun? Just put a Mopar in it and you're good to go. Now, if I can find a frickin' water pump, it's got a new water pump, but it's a long one. And I know the earlier 318s had a shorter water pump. And I even called a few custom places, and other than an electric pump, which I am not spending the money on, I think I can do it all with a shorter water pump and kind of cut out the core support on the Datsun and to fit a radiator. It should all fit. Where's Hog Shooter at? He's over by Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and he works at Tulsa Tech as a auto body and paint instructor. Super awesome guy. He's been doing this over 30 years. I mean, his whole life, actually. He's been painting since he was a kid. But I learned a ton of stuff. Like, there's no way. Um, Even Dalton. When I go to help Dalton, I just work. I don't really like sit and take the time to listen and learn. I mean, I do learn, but um, we just work. Where this video, I sat back and learned a lot. I'm talking about now. I go live with him all the time. Oh, I don't know where he's at. It's Wednesday, but it's probably late. He usually goes to church on Wednesdays. I don't know. There he is. It will fit with enough heat and a big hammer. There he is right there, guys. Hog Shooter Hot Rods. Go check him out. He's got some really cool cars that he has worked on. I really enjoyed the pinstriping video that he had with the Wizard. Good stuff. Good stuff. Brian's a good dude. And I can't thank him enough because you still can't see Falconstein yet. You're going to see it in the video. But Brian, I broke Falconstein pretty good, but I'm going to fix him. Amateur Hour says, I respect what you do. I've done what you do and far more than you. Oh. And Dalton, long before you both were born, I relived my days through you guys. Well, no doubt. We found that we like doing this kind of stuff, and we found ways to do it as a job. It works really good for him right now. I'm playing catch up. I literally, yeah, I need to do better. I need to make a little bit more money, but every single dollar that you guys get from, or that you guys give by watching, buying merch, donating in the chat, every dollar. I don't spend it on myself. I don't live in a lavish home. I put it right back into the channel, buying more cars, more car parts, everything. So, low buck builds, tips and tricks, hacks are always appreciated. Yes. So everything I do is low buck, everything. And tips and tricks only when I know them. And that's kind of where I'm at. Yeah. Thank you, Amateur Hour. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, Hog Shooter Hot Rods. Brian, I realized the reason why my starter wasn't working correctly is because even though the clutch pedal's pushed in, it's not disengaging from the flywheel. And that is because the linkage is twisted. And that is because the engine, transmission, and transfer case are almost, it's between 1/4 and 1/2 inch shoved forward in the vehicle. So engine mounts, transmission mounts, and then to figure out how, I don't know how, I shoved all of that forward. I guess gravity. Anyway, it's not all horrible. I think it's all fixable. I'm probably just going to put a come along on the whole thing and pull it backwards, get new mounts, and then somebody suggested, tension, put some tension on it so it doesn't do that. And I'll figure that out. But anyway, my phone is about dead. I was checking the battery earlier, make sure I had plenty. I appreciate all of you guys letting me know I had no sound. I appreciate you guys letting me know the internet wasn't working. It's all frustrating, but I'm glad you guys let me know. I especially appreciate those that are members, and of course those that have donated tonight. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. And I guess we're gonna have to get a car to blow up for Pepperbox because I think I have the pledges now. Oh, 90s Dodge Dakota mini starter with a 318. I will look at that. Thank you, because that will be a lot easier to change. Yes, Kevin, it absolutely happened when I got stuck in the ditch. That's exactly what happened. I'm sure the gravity and weight of being nose down and hard into a hole shoved everything forward. And hey, from Finland. Awesome. Thanks for jumping in. And I hate to say this, but my phone battery is about dead. And so everybody that jumped in, I'm glad that you did. Make sure to check out the old videos. And hey, Mustang guy, welcome to the members. You will be watching the video before everyone else. So hang tight. Video's coming. Thanks for everything. And, you know, if you want, I got Falconstein stickers on the website, shirts, hats, whatever you need, I got it. Hello and good night from Austin. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Watch out for the video the next day to 2 days. Later.